Alexander had appeared in all civ games leading Greece, except in Civ 6, where he changed empires and now leads Macedonia. Why? What's the difference? Is that historically more accurate? Let's find out. Alexander is one of the most important and widely known Greek historical figures. And yes, I said Greek. Is that right? We'll know in a bit, but for now, let's talk about Alexander himself. In his short but extraordinary life, Alexander became one of the greatest generals in history. Starting off from Eastern Europe, he led a series of campaigns through the Middle East, Egypt, and parts of Asia, especially the Persian Empire, creating an empire that stretched across nearly 5 million square kilometers, the biggest empire humankind had seen up to that point of history. Not only that, but with his conquests, he ended with one of the most ancient human civilizations, Egypt. Egypt was under Persian rule, since King Darius III had conquered them some years before. So, when Alexander showed up, he was received as a liberator. Yeah, mighty Egyptian people, I've come to save you from our bitter enemies, the tyrannical, aggressive, and violent Persians. And now, I present to you the new rulers of the ancient Egyptian lands, Hellenic soldiers. Oh, sorry. Is that better? Indeed, when Alexander arrived in Egypt, he replaced the foreign Persian pharaoh Darius III with one of his generals, Ptolemy. Pharaoh Ptolemy I would found the Ptolemaic dynasty had a good rule over Egypt until its demise with the annexation of Egypt to the Roman Republic, ending with the Egyptian pharaonic dynasty known as the 31st dynasty, which was the last native Egyptian dynasty to rule before the country fell under foreign control once and for all. Not only that, but Alexander also founded a city in Egyptian lands with the impressive and unexpected name of Alexandria, which became one of the main cultural and scientific centers of the ancient world, as well as a seat of Greek culture in Egyptian lands. This was a common thing throughout his campaigns. He respected the local traditions and culture, but he also introduced the Greek language, institutions and culture, as well as appointing loyal governors in the conquered land. This resulted in an interesting blend, kept the locals calmed, and at the same time expanded the Greek sphere of influence. This process of spreading the Greek culture and language is called Hellenization. Okay, Greek this, Greek that, so was he Greek or not? Now that we know why Alexander became such an important figure, let's clear this thing up taking a look at the differences between Macedon and Greece. The Kingdom of Macedon was an ancient state located in the north of what's now Greece, and as its name suggests, they were a kingdom, meaning they had a king who held absolute power. On the other hand, Greece was the name given to all this region, characterized by independent city-states. Each of them had their own government and military. As you can see, they somewhat overlap, and Macedon knew that too. Most of these city-states, unlike Macedon, were governed through direct democracy. Citizens, meaning adult free males and not foreigners, got together and discussed the different issues that arose in the city. Others, like Sparta, 2 kings. All in all, there were 2 different political entities, and Greece wasn't even a unified state. However, they did have a strong cultural and linguistic heritage in common. They both knew Homer literature, for instance. No, that one, this one. And they both shared the same language. In fact, Alexander formed the League of Corinth, also known as Hellenic League. He grouped several of the Greek city-states under Macedonian rule, his rule, in order to fight the Persians. This, by the way, explains his unique ability in Civ 5. Oh, so if he grouped all these Greek city-states under his leadership, it's okay he appears as the leader of Greece in most of the games. To some extent, yes, but there's more. Remember we mentioned that Macedon was a kingdom? Well, Alexander's father was King Philip II of Macedon. So, when his father died, or actually was assassinated, Alexander took the throne and became the King of Macedon. Here's why he leads Macedon in Civ 6. In fact, Alexander was born in Pella, the capital of his Macedon even in the game. So he first had to become the king of Macedon in order to take charge of the military forces of the kingdom, and from this point onwards, he befriended or conquered the Greek city-states, then went on to conquer virtually all of the known world. Thanks for watching.